I don't want to set the world on fire, but I want to start a flame in your heart. Are we live now? Are we actually live this time? It tricked me last time. I guess the stream key for pre-planned live streams where we put out the little warning is different than the stream key of just fucking around live streaming like this is. Ooh, I'm not getting the notification. This is a good sign. This is a very good sign. Your internet can totally see you now. To stop, use your encoder. According to my encoder, we're not broadcasting and no one is getting the signal. So, I think we're fucked. I think we're royally fucked. What is going on? Why is this not live? This is not live. Stream health yellow? What do you mean stream health yellow? I'm not even on my VPN. What the fuck? Should be no slowing down. Okay, I'm seeing someone in the chat, so maybe it's just me. Maybe I just don't have the access on my phone or something. Are people seeing this? Can you see this? How come I can't see this? EAST Corp says it's live. Why did I not get notified? Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Be that way. Okay. Let's kick things off with the theme song then. We'll go from there. That would be it. Just every time I want to do anything, Susan's got to mess with me. Won't let me broadcast, won't let me live stream. Okay. I think we're good now though. To whatever audience we get. I figure it'll probably be a European audience because of the time of day. I figured I'm a little bit splitting hairs here. You know, maybe there are other people getting up this time of Sunday that just want to screw around. Oh my god. Is Vermont in the chat too?
Vermont is in the chat.
Oh my gosh.
Right. Vermont has no time to be in the chat, but fuck it, Vermont's entering the chat.
Okay. Well, you could probably cover the updates I was going to cover otherwise if you're here.
Vermont will do that. I think Vermont will wait until we have more than 5 people listening, but Vermont will do it.
Yeah, that's true. It's the slow burn. That's one of the reasons I rolled out the little theme song thing is to give everyone some buffer to actually. Well, first of all, I did not get notified on my phone at all, so I don't know. Maybe we're getting limited stated or something. So
I know. It came through for me.
Oh, did it? Okay, I gotta check my phone then. Maybe I'm not getting my own notifications. What the hell? This is bullshit.
This has actually been because so this kind of links into the previous into the announcement that we're going to talk about. In a moment. But before that, this month is going to be kind of huge for everyone at this channel. It's kind of insane.
No kidding.
Like even just sort of outside of EAST Corp stuff, the TV show that I've been editing for. Just dropped the first episode of the show of that show yesterday, actually.
Oh, nice.
Right. I'm kind of excited to get there on Monday and find out what our. So I want to see what our ratings were. I'm curious. But you know, it'll make me feel better after this weekend because my boss just dropped a ton of work this weekend on me, so I've been working through the weekend, which sucked.
Yeah, that happens.
But I get my director's sort of viewpoint. She really wants to try and get ahead of the schedule, especially since my contract ends in like a month.
Oh, interesting. Is that how that works?
Which it's going to be quite difficult for them because I'm in like, by the time I leave, we'll have made about 6 episodes, and there are 26 episodes that the network has bought. So they're going to have to replace me very quickly or offer me an extension.
That's good. That'd be kind of a dick move. Just go out of their way to like effort to replace you.
Right. I mean, on the bright side, if they do, it's. Hello. Okay. So, Little Condrick says he's in extreme pain in the chat.
If it helps, I'm also in somewhat extreme pain. Mostly emotionally.
Why are you
though.
in extreme pain? Is it because you weren't at BronyCon?
Well, that's part of it, yeah. I wish I could be at the cons right now. Like, half of our pillars of Equestria cast are at BronyCon, and I'm like, God damn it. That would be great. But, nerve pain. Yeah, nerve pain is the worst because it's very tricky to get painkillers that treat it. Because it's like, it's the wires themselves. It's not like a bad muscle or something.
Yeah, that does suck.
Yeah. Okay, the streaming is so stupid. It gives me all this warning like, you're a bad frame rate, and then it goes back to fine. It's like, what do you mean frame rate? It's a still card. Fucking, what do you fuck you mean frame rate? I don't know how to fix any of this shit. I hope it's going out. I hope everything's fine. Is it fine for you, chat?
Yeah, sound off in chat if it's terrifying. As we talk, I'm getting. I've got Kelly in my DMs, giving me updates on some TS music.
Yeah, have his ass up in here. That was another thing I was thinking. Going live in the morning, I'm like, maybe those bastards in the UK island can show up too.
Right. Although we probably shouldn't distract Kelly too much.
Yeah.
He seems like he's in the zone right now, but be hammering away at the original score for TS because the dialogue is all in place. He's handed that over to me now so that I can clean up the visual treatment. But so he's like desperately trying to get the last of the music written and the last of the audio in place because we do. I've mentioned this before in some of the audio, but in some of the podcasts, but we do have a mostly original soundtrack this episode.
Interesting.
Right? Balefire Symphony for the win.
Sympony. Yeah, so is that could be a separately released video? The Kill the World OST?
I think we'll probably release Kill the World and the Stable Analyst OSTs in sort of one in one package when it's done. But I think I can chat with Kelly about that.
Oh yeah, just the episode at all, because that's another thing I don't think the public know about yet. Is the split?
Public, yeah, because we only posted about it on the Patreon. So actually, this is a good time to make the announcement. So to everyone who's currently not in our
patron
in our channel, Terminal Secrets Episode 6. Firstly, will be releasing this month. It will be releasing this month. For patrons, we're aiming to try and get it out next weekend. Don't take that as a permanent promise, just that's what we're aiming for. But 100%, it's coming out this month. And because of the length and, more importantly, because of the ridiculous intensity of the midpoint of the episode, we've made the decision to split it into 2 halves. So we're going to be releasing Terminal Secrets Episode 6, Part 1, Kill the World, and then a week or 2 later, we're going to be releasing Terminal Secrets Episode 6, Part 2, The Stable Analyst, which will finish off the series. Both pieces will release this month, though.
Woo!
Very exciting.
Yeah, I was going back and trying to think of what like major franchise did that first, and I can't remember if it was Harry Potter or if it was Twilight.
I think it might have been Twilight. But that was like I'd actually completely forgotten that it was a cliche. until like after we made the decision and someone pointed it out to me. I'm like, fuck.
I mean, it's, it's fine. It's mostly just, with young adult fiction or whatever.
It is, yeah. It's like this thing of splitting your series finale into two halves. Um, so the reason we did it, I'm obviously, talking through without spoilers, but I was busy doing the visual treatment. For those of you who haven't seen it, go take a look at our Kill the World excerpt that's on this channel, because that's somewhere else on our playlist feed, because we the shit that Daniel Mohan and I pulled off to visually bring this episode to life is kind of a miracle. Oh God.
I'll be honest, I was totally caught by surprise when you showed that. I was not expecting that at all.
Well, so we have been working on this for a while now, but what the thing was I didn't want to tell you guys, like, I didn't want to come out right in the beginning to anyone else at the channel and say,
jinx it.
Hey, this is what we're doing, just in case it was gonna go wrong, because I have a track record of that, of going like, here's a super ambitious idea, and then it doesn't actually hit home or come out. Behind the scenes, it's like this permanent blight on my time at EAST Corp. Which is funny because some of the background assets from behind the scenes are making it into this episode of Terminal Secrets.
Nice.
Right. But anyway, so while I had a friend in my room across the day while I was busy doing the visual treatment for the ending to Kill the World. Well, what is now the ending to Kill the World, so the midpoint of the episode. And just the whole way through, I hadn't realized how unsettling and dark the episode is, because in script form, like when you and I went through it, it's like it's heavy, but not much heavier than some of the stuff we'd hit on before. But the actors did such a good job with the material that we gave them. Like, I have no illusions in saying this is hands down the best performance that anyone in our cast that's in that scene has done up to this point. Like, James Cheek, who plays Blue Ball, he owns that script. He absolutely nails that point. Madeline Goshorn, who you've all seen before, really pulls out all the stops. And I Am Shadow's just a fucking treat in this episode.
I'm glad we could bring her into the series. Yeah, she provides some quality.
I was really glad to finally get Shadow in, because she I'd been trying to get her in as a while. There was a point where we were going to have a flashback, or not a flashback, but like audio recordings of Twilight, and we're like, okay, cool, we'll just get in contact with Shadow, and then no, that sequence got cut, and I've been looking for excuses to put her in, and then we just had these two open roles. She really gave it her all. Like, if people walk out of if people walk out of Kill the World with dry eyes, I'm going to be very disappointed. Or if you walk out and you're not horrifyingly disturbed, then it's going to be really... I'll be very disappointed in both you and myself.
Oh, sweet.
Hang on one second, just muting the mic.
Okay. Yeah, so that is that is the announcement. It's not a big gap, but technically it is. Both parts are going to split, and you'll have the first part hopefully soon, and then the next one will be like a week or two later. So, give you a little bit of time to digest. And then after the finale of Terminal Secrets, which is called The Stable Analyst, I think now, then Confessions 8 is basically almost done. I'm getting final retakes back and forth, and getting the visual graphics all worked on. 5 hours. It's basically 5 hours long. It felt just shy of it, actually. It's like 4 hours, 58 minutes or something like that, with the credits and music and everything all tightly knit. So, yeah, that will hopefully be out at the very end of the month, like probably the 25th for patrons or something like that, and then the 30th for everyone else. And yeah, whoo! I can't believe all these landed time together. That was not intentional. Obviously, I think we thought we'd have more spacing. I was always kind of timing this for Confessions, but yeah, Terminal Secrets had a few delays, but that's okay. It's just kind of how it works. In keeping with the nuclear heritage of our channel, both big bombs are dropping in August. So that'll be fun. Be a very packed month. And actually the rest of the year should be fun too, because then we have quite Okay, you're coming back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I was agreeing with you. Keep going.
Yeah, no, and so then we have quite a few fun things planned for Fallout Day. We have at least 2 things. We have our song and then something special I'm preparing. And yeah, hopefully some more Wasteland Survival Guides soon. Hopefully and stuff.
Hopefully. I think we should be getting some. Ideally, all of our pony content will be done by the end of the year.
That was the original plan.
Yeah.
That's definitely ideal, because we have a lot of survival guides left though. We have like 16, I think.
We have a lot. Like, so we just sit down and get a fair few of this of my scripts written. But so we've got quite a few Wasteland survival guides to do. The Great Experiment is moving in bits and pieces, but that is nearing its release point. God, the rest of this year is going to see a lot of releases for us, I think.
It is funny how everything kind of delayed to this point, but I mean we had a few fun things in the middle. We had our Bethesda ribbing, and oh my gosh, I love that Confessions podcast. I couldn't believe how many people we were able to get on stream.
That was a ton of fun. Afterwards, I was chatting to Maddie, and she really wanted. She really wished she had the time to jump in. So I'm trying to get her for
Okay, her next opportunity then is our combined Confessions Terminal Secrets review podcast in September.
Exactly.
Yeah, we got to plan. Hopefully, her and I know our actress, our main bounty huntress, wants to get on too.
Awesome. I think there are a ton of people that I want to get in for those, because then there's just going to be a really big podcast.
Yeah, no, that would be really great to have another big packed room and go another 4 hours or so.
Looking into the comments, Mr. Logan Looker, we're very disappointed in you. You should listen to the entirety of Confessions, especially since Skybolt's downloaded version separates it into multiple chapters.
It is very digestible. So I try.
So don't treat the way I've always sort of treated Confessions when I re-listen to it is more like short seasons rather than
yeah, it's the Netflix model where it just releases as a giant binge.
Just listen to the individual tracks as you go, because those are just separate files.
Yeah, I mean, some of them handle the way the storyline unfolds. Some of them are kind of self-contained. You get a little bit of a chapter.
Must admit to the Great Banana, I have catching up to do as well, says the Lacondrix. That's just rude.
You definitely
rude.
have to listen to the last 2 Terminal Secrets and Confessions before the new ones come out, because the last 2 turned out really well. You know, the Terminal Secrets 5 got a lot of great reviews. So if you're even tertiarily a fan of ours, you should listen.
The Terminal Secrets 5 got a ton. I think that's probably the most. I think it might be the most well-received thing we've made from an audience standpoint.
I think so.
It's definitely Terminal Secrets definitely doesn't do Confessions as numbers, but episode 5 really hit on a lot of people just praising fucking everything. Actually,
yeah. So it's pretty sweet. That's all we're saying.
Yeah. Mr. Looker back at the comment section. not trying not to be rude, but look at the length. It reminds me of all those Fallout Equestria fanfic writers who inflate their stories to look better than K-Cat. I do see the point he makes there, but I think with Sky, he's just a long-winded motherfucker.
Well, it's like, I mean, the nature of Fallout Equestria, it seems like a lot of these stories just necessarily become big. And even Confessions is barely, like, it barely clocks in the top 20 in terms of word count. It's just a different format, but if you look at it on paper, it's like, I looked at the side story list one time, and there's at least a good... And there's quite a few unfinished ones that just dropped off in like 2016 that are like twice the length of Confessions. So you know, it's fine. You know, we're happy for whatever fans like of ours, but yeah.
I've always just seen the length of because the stories just become more complicated as they go. Especially once you hit sort of was it the Ice Mare or the Mercenary where you started no, it was the Mercenary where you started opening with extra stories, like
those were basically my attempt to kind of give more airtime to the early people, because I almost felt bad. I was like, well shit, now I'm actually better at writing and I can put together a 20,000 word story, so I wanted to go back and give Battered Blade a little more love and give Green Shift another little thing to do. So yeah,
exactly.
Oh, we have someone posting love for the Ice Mare in the chat. And by coincidence, I happened to stumble on an amazing piece of fan art that someone drew of the Ice Mare in Source Film Ponies.
Oh, there we go. There it is, up on OBS now. It's really good art.
This is...
Well, I mean, it's Source Film, but, like, it's good posing and composition.
Yeah, I really, like, I was stunned. There's even a Confessions tag on Derpy Buru, and it's just both this guy's work, Winter Gleam. He's the same one that did that Duchess mansion art a few years ago.
That Duchess art was also really good.
Yeah, so I very, whatever fan art we can find or people make, we very much appreciate, of course. If it weren't for that one guy that did that little video from my the Luna, what was it? The Luna's song.
The future one.
Yeah, where we were able to get the little Skybolt model for the Source filmmaker.
Right. Like we had to pay money to get a me model for the Great Experiment with the but with the Skybolt, I was like, oh no, Skybolt's already got enough of a fan base that this one exists of him already.
I'm shocked myself. Like because I don't look, because it's what, once every a year or something that something will pop up, but then when I do, I'm like, oh shit, I feel bad because this came out like a year ago.
I think sort of one of the other things that just continuing to look at the comment section, one of the things that probably helps us, or at least that helps me feel more confident in the fact that we produce long stories, is that our production times are equally as long. Like we don't just write like these ridiculous, complex, multi-hour, in-depth productions and then try and release it. It's like no. Get ready to wait 6 to 8 months for us to release this content. We take our sweet ass time.
Yeah, I think it's fair timing. It's it is was Confessions at, well, now once the new one drops, it's gonna jump to like 22 hours because the new one is 5.
I think Terminal Secrets, by the time it's done, will probably be about 7 to 8 hours.
Yeah, something like that. I think its current runtime is about 5 even. I remember that from looking at my playlist, that it's 5 episodes and almost 5 hours even.
Yeah, and episode 6 is about what is it? Episode 6 is about 2 hours long. Yeah, when you combine the two halves, each half is not 2 hours on their own. That would kill me. But then on Typicals, I've been stealing from the Skybolt school of thought, and those are now getting long, where it's now each episode is going to be minimum of like 2 hours going forward. It's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, because it's like you feel yourself like, getting getting better. You know, you can write more complex like subplots and B stories and stuff like that.
Exactly. It does exacerbate the production time. Like, untypical season one. Okay, to be fair, we're producing 3 episodes at once rather than one at a time, but regardless, we've been in production for a year and a half now. What's loading? Oh shit! Oh
Shit.
Oh,
Give it a sec. It's coming back.
there we go. We're back.
Damn it, Susan. Okay, I think we're back. Anyway, but yeah, no, so I want to point that out. Just if you do see somehow fan art in the wild, please just drop a link on the related video, just so we'll see it. Because of course we appreciate it. I want to give whoever drew it some love. I don't look. Why would I? I don't. I know I'm kind of an ass, but I really don't Google myself or anything that often.
Those aren't that big. In the last 5 years, I think I did. I have once looked up for. I have once gone on a search to see if I could find any Terminal Secrets fan art. There was none, but I did find. I do keep running into Confessions fan art, and also, I think we've talked about this on the podcast before. But that time when I went on that hunt, I did find someone with an OC named Skybolt, whose design is eerily similar to yours, and it's really funny.
Oh, yeah, I know that guy on DeviantArt, right? Because he's posted, or he's commissioned a lot of art of his character. And I've honestly looked, and I'm pretty sure he came after me. Because I'm pretty sure I didn't steal that concept from him. I don't remember seeing it.
It's so funny. The problem is that because he has so much more art of himself.
Yeah.
But type Skybolt MLP online, and it's like, oh, okay, I guess this is the one. Just floods it.
I have a bit of art just across the board from various songs and things over the years, but I don't really upload them, so if the other people don't, then, it doesn't appear, so.
I think you were also, what was it? Was it a Babs video where you were animated like briefly?
That was an Everfree Northwest. That was by that one group I was part of a long, long time ago, even before Stable Tech. Mm-hmm. And they were doing that movie thing called The Last Stand of Harmony, and that kind of just collapsed. But I did get one good song out of it, so, at least something came of it. Oh, finally, Oakheart. Get on the stream already. Gosh.
Yeah. I have to go in a moment, so we need to do the transition of people from the Commonwealth.
Yeah, so okay, she's gonna be that way. That's fine. We'll switch
be that fucking way.
Switch back to the beginning of casting. Anyway, the whole point is we have a shitload of content coming out this month, so hopefully that will satiate everyone while we then get back into production on Wasteland Survival Guide and get those kicking again, and yeah, and then hopefully some good Fallout Day stuff and some good Christmas stuff.
Yeah, and then, oh boy, have I occasionally when I lift my head out of the horror that is the current stage of production of everything that we're working on, then okay, then I look over to 2020 and I'm like, what the fuck are we going to do then?
Yeah, probably the rest of Wasteland Survival Guide, whatever isn't done yet. And then I want to get into product testing because I just got the Fallout Equestria 4th printing book, and it's amazing. And it just makes me want to really get the Wasteland Survival Guide right now. Damn it.
I'm very curious about... I'm very curious and interested about next year. On my end, of course, I'm going to be continuing Untypical, but it's going to be, that will very much officially become a year.
I have no idea what causes it. Some streams we go fine for 4 hours, like the confession stream. We didn't have one interrupt, did we? Or maybe we did.
I don't think we did. I think we did really well on the confession stream. This is why...
I have no idea.
This is why we're back. this is why I'm so eventually I decided to back out on the live stream for the Terminal Secrets launch, because if we hit problems like this, it's going to be a pain in the ass.
Oh yeah, I didn't think of that.
Well, so what I'm going to do for the Terminal Secrets launch instead is I'm going to make it a premiere. Because what's nice about premieres is they function fairly similar to live streams, where there's a chat running through live as the episode plays.
Yeah, and then we could interact with the chat then.
We can get to see people react as something happens. Like this thing happens. Like, oh my god, I can't believe X and X and X and X and X.
Yeah, and then in the big podcast we'll be able to talk about everything and all that. So maybe it's just better that way. It's more digestible.
So I think that'll be. God, I'm excited. I'm so. It's like I think I might have watched the ending for, because I finished cutting, editing, and semi-animating the ending to Kill the World, and I've just been watching it on repeat in between work, just like, oh my god, the emotionals, oh my god, it looks great, oh my god.
It really...
The credit sequence looks like a Tarantino film.
I still have to see that. My brother and I are hopefully going to that next weekend.
God, I'm so fucking hyped. I don't think I've ever been so hyped for any of my releases as I am for TS6 Part 1 and 2.
Yeah, no, you and Scratchy did a great job. It looks very Fallout 1. I like it.
We fucking nailed that visual style. That was like, we were deeply, deeply, deeply concerned because I messaged Scratchy a couple months back basically saying, hey, how would you feel about doing like 80 drawings for us? And he was like, what? And the worst part was I explained to him what it was, and I wanted these different expressions, and then Scratchy being, he's like, no, motherfucker, I have artistic integrity. I want to go through the script and make bespoke facial expressions for all of these moments, which he then went and did. So there are hundreds of variations of facial, not for each character, but like across the whole spectrum, there are hundreds of facial expressions and poses that you'll see in this episode. Like, and the whole way through that month, he did most of it in a month, and it was just, he drops after me in the morning, and he's like, I'm dead now.
I have to say though, the the looking straight at the camera thing, I did get one small reminder of that one. I think it was an April Fool's video that Tyler did of the South Park style ponies.
Oh yeah,
just a hint, but it looks good. It's just I could not be reminded of that.
If I had another year, I would lip sync it, but
oh god, no. Just do the anime thing of mouth open, mouth closed.
yeah, that's essentially what we've done, which actually is a bit more of a pain in the ass, because it basically that has added so much onto my end of the production time, because now I've got to now whenever a character stops talking, or if there's like a slight pause between what they say, then it's like, okay, cool, switch to the closed mouth version of that expression, so that it can look more like they're talking, more like they're speaking, which I think is going to get a really, really good reaction. But I think it's going to get a great reaction, but it is killing me on the production side. I mean, I love it, but still.
Yeah, that's a lot more work visually. I put in a good chunk of visual work too for that one little blurb for the great experiment coming up. So I'm looking forward to seeing that integrated into the final product.
So it's the only problem I have is that after we released the teaser for it, one of the people in the Discord, one of our patrons in the Discord server, was like, okay, but like, this is cool and all, but I want you guys to do this for all the other, like, go back to all the old episodes. Do it now.
I'm gonna have to press X
What-
to doubt.
What do you say, Scratchy? I can see you in the comments section over there. Do you want to do art for all the other characters?
That would be a fudge ton of remastering. I don't think you want to do that.
It would be an absolute ridiculous amount of work. So basically, I mean, we'd basically be Bethesda being like, hey, we heard you liked Terminal Secrets. Here's Terminal Secrets, but more. The same thing, but again, it looks better this time.
You know what's so ironic is that if Bethesda just released a Fallout 3 remaster last year, along with nothing else that different, but I'm sure they'd have a lot of goodwill still.
Well, if they'd released some, like, I was not the only one praying that it was going to be 3 when they were teasing 76. And they're like, oh, new Fallout game coming out, and everyone was like, Fallout 3 remastered, the thing we fucking want.
I was legit excited. I've been replaying Fallout 3 for, like, just whatever, and I'm like, damn it, if we had, like, brand new graphics with this, and maybe a few new features, like Creation Club mods on Xbox, damn it.
Oh, but I would love. Have you ever played Tale of Two Wastelands?
No. I can never get the PC mods to work out for me. I'm a boomer in that sense. I can't get that shit to work.
But okay, so thank you for the comment section. Who probably knows what it is, but just in case you haven't, Tale of Two Wastelands is a mod that that bridges. It's a mod that bridges Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas. So you start in Fallout 3, but you play it with all of New Vegas's gameplay and its progression system, and it lets you just use both locations. And if Bethesda was to launch a remaster of Fallout 3, I would love it if they did. If they could re-release New Vegas packaged together with 3, just make the fucking huge map. I would love it.
I mean, it is so easy to just string the story together of, okay, after you save the Capital Wasteland, you move west. It's like, it's like one page of script to write to, have Ron Perlman read it.
Exactly. I mean, I love Fallout 3. I still think obviously New Vegas is better, but I adore 3.
See, I like the aesthetic for 3. The green, I don't care if it's green. The green is nice. Same with the Matrix. People complain about the green.
The thing that 3 does better than New Vegas, without a doubt, is its location design. I really don't like I really don't like the Mojave. It's especially in the opening hours where it's just far too empty. Because whilst it's fun to shit talk Bethesda and they fuck up a lot, the thing they do better than most other developers, especially in the AAA space, is their environment and level design.
Yeah, it's like, even if it makes it a little unrealistic of like the subways or buildings or whatever, like that this very intricate maze of rubble happened to fall around DC, but it is fun. It's, yeah, you got to solve, okay, where the hell does, Fremont Station pop up? Why can't I find the fucking DC Metro?
Scratchy is putting it best. New Vegas for its gameplay, 3 for its setting.
Yeah, I'd also say arguably 3 for the music. I feel like the OST, like the battle music, was better in 3.
Agreed.
I like the New Vegas songs like Blue Moon and whatever, but like, I don't know, it just got it got a little bit too Western sometimes. I think they could have blended it a little bit better.
The same goes for. The same goes for, I much prefer 3 Dog to Mr. New Vegas.
Yeah. I mean,
I was actually
and Wayne Newton is great, but 3 Dog has so much charisma.
So I I read Fallout Equestria. Oh, sorry, I listened to the crazed ramblings reading of Fallout Equestria.
Yeah, same.
Before I had played before I'd ever played a Fallout game. So when I jumped into Fallout 3 and I heard Three Dog, and I was like, awesome, I can't wait for all the plot lines relating to Three Dog. And then it's like, oh, fuck, there are 2 quests relating to Three Dog. And that's it. I'm like, but there's so much potential.
There's so much potential.
There's so much potential to give us more Three Dog quests. I want, like, more of him. And, you know, I was expecting that the reason Homage was given so much screen time or page time in the book was because it was like that in the game. It's like, oh, no, never mind. Fuck.
Yeah, Homage is almost like a correction where K-Cat was like, okay, we actually need to make this a character that, like, everyone likes.
It's unfortunate because Bethesda and Obsidian have never managed to recapture the essence of Three Dog. And to be fair, like they haven't been trying.
No.
They've gone in very different directions each time. Like, they're not trying to just do Three Dog, but a second time, which I do respect. But it's never hit quite as hard. We haven't had... You know, Mr. New Vegas was charismatic, and he was nice, and he got a good laugh out of me occasionally. But eventually I just turned him off.
Well, and then Fallout 4, they, like, directly play off of that, where they had the timid what's-his-name guy that has, like, 0 radio personality, Travis.
Until you get him laid, after which point he becomes Mr. New Vegas, basically. And I actually thought was pretty cool.
If only that happened to Blue Ball. He gets some, and then never again.
There's the spoiler. The one spoiler I'll give for Terminal Secrets Episode 6. Blue Ball does still not get laid by the end of
it. He gets fucked by the author. Yeah.
In that case, if you're describing it like that, then I think it's just an orgy then, because I mean, this isn't a spoiler, because I'm mean to all my characters in all my series equally.
Blood orgy, yay!
Oh god, blood orgy. He is still on my cards for how Confessions is going to end.
Yeah, it's like the Christmas Critters episode of South Park.
I mean, I haven't received a script for the final episode of Confessions yet, so I don't know.
Oh god, no.
But that is going to be my... Once Skybolt finishes with the script, then I will come onto YouTube on this channel and be like, it ends with an orgy.
Yeah, that's the sad thing, is actually the art is way ahead of me. Like, I've got the outline and, like, the deep bones and about 10%, like, properly written. But it's just been too busy with the editing and with some other real-life stuff. So, hopefully, my Christmas intention release date will still work out. I already have the VA. He's a friend of mine, actually. So, yeah, that's already pre-decided.
Oh, you already have... Oh, man.
Yeah, I got secret VAs.
That kills my head cannon, though.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty great. I've been talking to him for a while, and I'm like, I gotta pull you in for something. So, hopefully this works out.
Because my running theory is that the final episode was gonna just be called The DJ.
Ooh.
But I've been sitting here waiting for Skywalker to be like, yo, this time, it's the DJ's sexy story. And it's just like, you know, his sexual exploits from beat.
It's like one long Playboy. Oh, what do they call that? The penthouse. Letters to penthouse.
Oh my god. Right, like there's a reason. There's a reason that DJ lives where he lives.
So Duchess Rose Petal has gone back home for the weekend, which means she can't stop me from making this broadcast.
Right. Except, like, you know, she probably left a note lying around somewhere saying, don't you fucking dare.
Section 1, chocolate.
And she was, well, like, I had to cover myself in chocolate because that way she wouldn't be able to realize my identity.
Yeah, it's a mask. Like a, oh my gosh. Um, uh, yeah. So, Prussia Ball in the chat is wanting to know what are your fave DLCs from 4, 3, and New Vegas.
Oh,
It seems his favorite or her is the pit from Fallout 3.
That's a tough one, I think, for me. You go first.
Yeah, I guess I'm replaying through for 3 right now, so 3 is what's on my mind. I have to say though, I always loved, as hard as that fucking DLC was the first time I played it. Dead Money Story is still one of my favorites. I love the setting and Sinclair and Vera Cruz and Dean Domino. I thought that was all really really neat.
So yeah, Dead Money made both a good and bad first impression on me.
Yeah,
because I went into it a bit underleveled and a bit undersupplied. Which honestly, Dead Money still left. I still really loved it because it basically meant that that path before you get into the hotel just wrecked me. Like that is a hard DLC.
yeah, they take all your good guns away from you, and they gave you all this shit like the holograph gun. And even though I had a bunch of stuff maxed out, I'm like, I'm still like biting the dust left and right from these fucking, ghost people.
No, that last bit where you're just trying to get the fireworks set off, I was just sprinting past the ghosts at that point. I wasn't even fighting them. I was just fucking running for it.
I love the way they walk around though, like they're like like they're crypt keepers or whatever. I always remember Batman Arkham Asylum, the first one, with the with the scarecrow levels, and he's just like, hanging over you and you're in the dream world sequence. Like, why are you walking like this? Even if you're like, like crazy or whatever, this is like unnecessary.
Dead Money was a pretty good one for me, but it's unfortunate because I never, after all the build-up that it had, I didn't enjoy Lonesome Road.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, I think Lonesome Road's sort of big issue. The big issue that I had with Lonesome Road was that it was too much of a linear shot from beginning to end. And
yeah, Fallout isn't good as a linear game. You want to have that open world aspect, otherwise you feel boxed in.
It just relied too much on combat, like more so than the other Fallout games. I mean, than the other DLCs of New Vegas. And that really bugged me. So it got to a point where I was just trying. And the other thing I didn't like about it was that it relied too much on its invented background.
Yeah, how the entire like half the canyon just opened up from the bombs and earthquakes or whatever.
And the problem is that most of your in-game dialogue responses sort of structure themselves in a way that make it seem like you are aware of this already. Like, this doesn't come as a revelation to you.
Yeah, which is also a little bit contrived. Like, I like the Ulysses character in concept, but he goes just a little bit too far. Just a little bit too far sometimes.
It just feels a bit too much like they're trying. They had to push the character and the story and the player to get it to the point where the story would work. And by that point, I was too frustrated with the game to appreciate the good storytelling, because there is good writing in there.
Yeah.
And that final confrontation against him is fun, and it kicked my ass again and again and again.
Yeah, so it's something else. It's definitely a lot of fairy tale aspects. Like I definitely don't think of Fallout as straight logical. You have to get a little bit fantastical with the setting and
Oh yeah,
stuff. But
which is why probably across all the Fallout games, my favorite DLC is Old World Blues.
oh yeah, Old World Blues is fun, but it also gets a little bit too silly for me. I like the attempt at grounding anyway. The attempt at meaning, like it was funny how yeah he just boxes all the other scientists into like recursion loops. That's kind of funny. What's his name just kind of fucks with them.
I think the biggest problem I had with World Blues was that when you got to its ending didn't amount to much. Like Mobius wasn't actually like once you actually get to him, he's really underwhelming.
Oh yeah, because then it's like surprise, he's actually just a crotchety old man who doesn't know what he's doing. Would you
Exactly.
like some mentats? I love me mentats.
I think it's an awesome idea to base a large side quest around, not this massive DLC.
Yeah, like if the old world whatever installation were on the normal map, like in the corner, and it was just a set of quests to like another faction or something, I think it would have worked a lot better.
But aside from that, I liked being able to move around. I liked having this big fucking space to dick around in. I loved how different a lot of the locations and facilities were. I loved upgrading my own body.
Yeah, that was pretty sweet.
The waifu suit.
Oh yeah, of course.
She was just great.
Running time, fighting time. Just kidding. You bitch. The first time she did that to me, I was like, what? Where? She caught me by surprise. Oh.
I think I wish the suit had had more lines.
Oh, me too. Yeah.
Like it's enough if you're using her while you're playing Old World Blues, but if you're using her during like the game as a whole, it starts to bog down on you. But the fact that she's still really really well written, because I'm referring to her as her. I'm not calling it the suit. Like you still have an attachment to the suit.
It's because she's the waifu.
She is. So I think Old World Blues probably clinches it for me. But there are some really solid DLCs across the Fallout series. We all know Skybolt is a fan of Lookout.
Oh yeah, obviously.
Point Lookout and Dead Money. I think those are the only ones that become Confessions episodes.
Oh well, a big part of the Mercenary was inspired by Nuka World. The three raider factions fighting.
Oh right, see, I haven't played Nuka World yet.
Yeah, it's mostly shit, but but it was inspired by that.
Oh, speaking of shit, someone suggested something to me the other day.
Mm-hmm.
So next year there's still going to be a BabsCon.
There is.
So next year I really really want to I cannot currently afford it, but I really want to fucking go.
If you want more time, there is the in Everfree Northwest isn't until August, so it's a whole year from right now.
True, but Babs has always been our stomping ground.
That is true.
Like Babs has been like even since the Stable-Tech days. That was our fucking that like obviously not. If you were outside of our fan base, it was a different matter. But with the EAST Corp fan bases, that is the thing. Um,
Well, it's sad too. That was like peak stable tech was in 2015 when we all met at the BabsCon that year, when there was still some hope. Right before the leak, right before everything fell
yeah,
apart.
that was sort of like that was the high before the fall, because my hall was just like, no, we're going to show the episode off at the con, and
Yeah.
everyone's spirits were high.
Yeah.
At that time, I was still like a grunt
Yeah.
in stable tech, so I only ever heard what happened at the general meetings. So in between the general meeting where he announced that and the con, no announcement was made to the grunts that the episode would not be showing there. And so like I was like, the con ended, and I was like, okay, so where's the episode? And Paul's like, what episode?
Oh, I still remember in the hotel room that we all split, them doing final edits on that first 3-minute video and re-rendering and all this nonsense. And I was like, wait, this isn't done? What? Like, it caught all of us off guard, I think.
But so the so when we so what a friend of mine recommended doing for me to do next year is do a 24-hour live stream with half and take donations, with half going to charity and the other half going into the send the poor South African to this fucking because it sucks missing out on all this shit because of being like geographically far away from talking everything.
Oh, I'm feeling that this weekend with BronyCon. Yeah, it's sad. It's sad.
But the so essentially, the suggestion was given to me. Hey, you should let your patrons vote on what game you play for 24 straight hours. The problem is that I know our fucking patrons, and I already know that if I was to put up a vote, they would pick Fallout 4 because they know how angry. So okay. So in case anyone wonders, sometime next year you might get to watch me get very angry at Fallout 4 for 24 hours. That might include Nuka World.
Oh, that would be great. That would be great, actually, of picking a DLC and then you go through the entire quest of the DLC as part of the stream.
Yeah. So like,
dude, Nuka World's just so fucking hard. Like, all this nonsense. I looked everywhere. It was just, I was having pit flashbacks. It was just like the damn ingots where I couldn't find 2 of those motherboards to get the XO1 super space armor bullshit. And I'm like, I just want the fucking blue suit. Couldn't get it.
Ugh. So, yeah, fuck you, Fallout 4. Like, it makes me so uncontrollably angry sometimes. It really does. Oh man, it just wrecks me.
Yeah. So, and then of course, like 76 doesn't even have DLC. Like, it doesn't really have a story either. So, I don't know what we get from that.
Like, I suppose that they're now adding in their Wastelanders update, which I do want to repeat again. Whilst it is nice that Bethesda is returning to dialogue boxes and NPCs, they do not deserve praise for fixing the fuck up, because as a fan base, we have been telling them that we prefer like when Fallout 4 fucked up. At first, it received a lot of praise, but like the next few years, basically the Fallout fan base saying what they did not like in big, loud words, what they did not like about Fallout 4. And 76 was them doubling down on that bullshit. So now that the Wastelanders update is finally fixing some of those elements, Bethesda does not deserve praise for fixing them. They deserve that's nice. Should have done it earlier, but I'm glad you finally cottoned on to what people have been fucking asking you for. I try to be very gentle when it comes to talking about creators and developers and artists, because, you know, we are on this side of production. We get that it is sometimes hard to see Oh man, I haven't live streamed in so long. I am yelling so much.
Man, it's been a long
I've
time.
noticed.
It's been a long time. Oh my god.
Wait, holy shit!
Oh my god. We're getting echoes. We're getting echoes. Who's echoing?
We're getting echo.
Who's echoing?
Oh my god, you guys are idiots.
What are you doing here? What are you doing here? That you were too
I've
busy
been here for a
showering.
long
You're too busy
fucking
showering.
time. Oh, I've been in here for like fucking ages.
Shit.
Have you not been paying attention to the chat?
Yeah, you've been
Infiltration
texting in there.
complete.
You've
Yeah,
been
infiltration complete.
Yeah, we didn't know you had the. We didn't know you were actually in the cold.
And you're
Yeah,
you're also
of
echoing
course
on us
it's
back.
like- Yeah, I know. I'm in the bedroom and I'm on my phone and I've got headphones.
Oh my god.
We have our engineer.
Hi. You're usually quicker than that to catch it on whenever I'm in a call Skype out. You're failing me.
I'm too busy looking at like wallpapers and stuff.
That would explain it. Also, did you hear the notification for when someone joins a call?
Honestly, I've been getting like three pings from the YouTube canceling that I didn't even notice.
Fair enough.
Okay, so what are you doing?
Not a lot. I'm going to work in a bit, but other than that, sod all.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I joined the call about 20 to 6. Like 20 odd
Holy
minutes ago.
So that was actually half an hour ago.
Yeah, pretty much. Half an hour ago I joined the call. I joined as push to talk and then I muted my microphone and I just stayed quiet for the entire time.
Also, Sky. So we haven't heard Oak in a while, and maybe it's just because I'm not used to hearing Oak's voice anymore. But does she sound like way more English to you now?
She sounds like she's been doing more RP class, improving her received pronunciation.
Was that just sort
Oh
of
my
thing
god.
that you guys Brexited that your accents got thicker?
Go get this
Now that
fucking
you've
continental talk out here.
Now that you guys are
Apparently
currently
I
headed
sound more British.
toward devastation, like hey,
I
hey,
think I
Sky,
sound
hey,
more
hey, Sky.
British than what I did.
I think it's like Highlander. Like Kelly's too busy being a computer right now, so Oakard is assumed his Britishness.
Good god, I have not changed that much at all.
Maybe you should talk to us more often then, and we wouldn't notice the difference.
This is, speaking briefly of your political situation, Scratchy, if you're still on the call,
Oh god.
you can come to Africa if things go tits up there.
Oh god.
I don't know.
It's slightly under political terms. I guess there was a controversy in Ireland about they want to push the whatchamacallit, daylight savings time, and they don't want the split on the island, which would be really awkward.
Well, I'm not sure about the daylight savings time, but the biggest issue facing Ireland at the moment is that if they don't Brexit with a good deal, then they end up with a hard border, which people are going to start shooting Scratchy again.
And there's already been like troubles too, like going on. So yeah, no.
We're still using our local.
Right, I'm gonna switch over to my tablet, see if that helps with the echoing, because I've took my headphones off and now I can't hear you guys, so I'll be back in a few seconds.
Okay, now we can talk behind her back.
Ooh, so Okart has hair.
See, she messaged in the Patreon that she was taking a shower, and I'm like, how long fucking shower are you gonna take? This is a podcast. We go on like 2 hours. Just picture her sitting there like, wasting the entire island's worth of water.
But if you use all the water and on the tell her to sort of link her shower to the English Channel so that you can just to France.
Yeah, France doesn't use water. They don't bathe, so it's perfect.
They're too French to bathe.
Is that better on the echoing?
Yes, you traded echo for 10 years of audio development.
Fair enough.
That's fine. That's what Vermont does too.
What did Uko? My laugh sounded demonic with the echo. It was both cute and cool as hell. Oh, good God. Okay.
All right, Vermont has to go now. I still have a ton of work to do on this.
Oh my God.
For my boss, we're supposed to be viewing tomorrow morning. Yay!
Okay, well, yeah, hopefully when we plan the Confessions Terminal Secrets podcast, we can find a time where everyone can stay for a while.
Exactly, like, because there's a lot to talk about.
Yeah. Look at,
when are you actually doing that? Because I'm on 210s Monday to Friday next week.
oh, it won't be
Oh,
till
no.
like mid-September.
I'm sorry, September, not October, September.
Yeah. But yes,
Yeah.
Oakart, we will be in hard communication with you to drag both you and Maddie onto the call because you missed the big one in June.
Yeah, I got called into work that day. I was really pissed off.
Lies. She just didn't love us. Didn't love us enough.
I mean, we know Okart doesn't love us because
I have a lot of real life issues.
Okay.
Half of them I won't go into.
Any stories for the
Goodbye,
podcast? Goodbye, Vermont.
Podcast. Not unless you want it something going really depressing.
I guess that depends. This is whatever you want to share. All right, is that bad of a summer? Is there no life and joy to the summer?
My grandma is no longer with me, that sort of thing.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah. But, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Moving on. My job sucks.
Oh, no. Really?
Yeah, agency work. It's a pain in the arse.
What's like the day-to-day on that?
Well, only just recently I was able to get some form of work with this agency because the main company I was with had literally no work for the past 3 or 4 weeks, and I used up all my holiday days just to bring in some form of money.
Oh, no.
Yeah, now I'm in a warehouse. Ever heard of a company called Clipper?
Clipper. I don't think so.
It must just be a British company. Yeah, they deal with shop deliveries and stuff like that.
Okay.
So yeah, now I'm there, and I'm on 210s all next week from that place.
That can be fun, getting to drive around a forklift and stab people and stuff.
Oh, I would so totally be doing that, but you're not allowed because of health and safety and shit, and I don't have a forklift license.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I got a friend who works in a warehouse too. He's like a shift manager, and he's like one day he was the only one qualified to actually drive it because there's one guy who his boss would let drive it sometimes, but he's like, I really don't trust him. He's gonna end up knocking over an entire shelf one day. So yeah, he had to spend his whole shift on the truck and managing.
Dear, that just sounds fun.
Yeah. Do you have any of those like really fancy warehouse shelves where like you can shift the individual shelves higher or lower depending on the thing?
I've not actually had a good look at them because I've just mainly been trying to find people. But besides that, I think so.
That's pretty fun.
Yeah, I've only been there like 2 days, so I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, I remember I had to help, well, not personally, but we got a system like that bought for a warehouse, and it's just pretty cool where you like, everything starts on an even field, but they can, like, adjust individual squares if you have, like, a really tall refrigerator or something.
Yeah. Is it time to get ready and go to work?
Yeah, less.
Nearly? Okay.
We've got about 5 minutes, so.
Okay. So yeah, apparently I'm gonna go to work now.
Okay. Does your friend want to say hi to the wider world, horse world?
Key, you've just been friend zoned.
Yeah, I've just got friend zone band issues.
Oof.
Yeah, this is my boyfriend.
Hello.
Okay. Hello, world.
This is live.
Yeah, I know.
Well, lovely. That you just broke everyone's heart. Why would you do that to all your fans?
Oh yeah.
Just wait for all the hate mail to turn up.
Yeah, more than likely, mainly because I actually have live fans in this, and there was a Patreon reward set up ages ago. Dinner date with either Oakart or
Oh
Needle.
yeah, I forgot about that.
I actually got randomly married to another member of the studio, and I had no part in it whatsoever.
Oh, so I've actually got secret competition now.
Oh, see, you should have made that the story. You should have said that he was the fan that won. That would boost our patrons. Yeah, we went on the date and now we're in love. It was great.
Yeah, this date happened like 3 years ago.
Saying that.
When was the last time we actually went on a date?
Probably about 3 years ago.
Well, there you go. Well, flats are expensive, so it's easier to just share.
It's a 3-bedroom house.
Oh, damn. Okay, then. Yeah, housing is always ideal. If you can get some stamp of land, that's ideal. Homestead.
Oh god, yeah. I'd prefer an American flat because those things are huge.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You got to scale up. We got like all this land boys.
Oh my god. We've got the first bit of hate mail.
Really? Oh,
Happy Oakie's boyfriend hurt her and we will. Just joking, but there is the first of that mail. I'm happy for the both of you. Oh god.
See, there you go. Now she has her online army. Your stands.
oh.
Okay, sweet. Well, enjoy your warehouse and your boyfriend, and we look forward to the next time you can make it to a live stream.
No, I'm not going to the warehouse. He does deliveries for a local takeaway shop, and I'm the navigator.
Oh, fantastic.
Okie Army.
You should also check out the Wikia. I've been updating the wiki pages, so do that later.
Yeah, it's a cool thing that. If you want any information for it, just drop me a couple messages and I'll try and answer the best as I can.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good.
Okay. I'll see you for the release of Confessions 8.
It should be fun.
When is... Oh, yeah. Yeah, when are you releasing that anyway?
At the end of the month, hopefully. The plan is around the end, because we have to do Thermal Secrets first, because that's on the way, and then we'll do Confessions.
Yeah. And then hopefully you will be able to answer my question at the end of it.
But yeah, no, you have a good day, and we'll talk to you later.
Alright, I'll see you around.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, goodbye.
Bye.
Okay. Well, there you go. She just broke everyone's hearts. So there you go. Yeah. Yeah, so that is of course the point of the title of this cast, Launch Control. We're about to launch all of the good stuff, all of the big projects about to go. So, yeah, you have that to look forward to. Nice little guests on our show. What else is there to talk about? Oh, it's like the only thing I have in mind from the whole past week was fucking Attack on Titan. I finally caught up on season 3, which I don't know. I ignored last year, or I didn't pay attention when it was airing. Like, I don't have TV, so I didn't know it was airing on Adult Swim or anything like that. But finally caught up on my Attack on Titans. So that was pretty great. It's funny how big of a gap there was too. Like, I'm guessing that it was expensive, and so they didn't want to take the gamble on the season 2 and stuff right away. But now we've got the last season guaranteed on the way next year. So that's pretty sweet. I'm excited about that. Let me find a good wallpaper to throw up there. That was a good one. With everyone important. There we go. We'll throw up these two. Yeah, so I don't know if there's any other Attack on Titan fans out there, but yeah. See, I'm not a big subtitles guy, so I usually try to wait for the dub, and then I watched the first part dub of season 3. That's like coming out on Blu-ray soon, and then I'm like, fuck it, I want to see the rest because it's already made. I want to see what's in anime form so far, and so then I went to a totally legal website and found all the subs for the rest of season 3, which was pretty good. But they did this damn thing with season 2, where season 2 was like a half season. It's like a little baby season, and it's like, I hate it when they cut things up like that. Like, same thing with Pony, with the short season 3. It's like, no, just make them all basically the same size. Like, I don't even think of them as 3 seasons. I think of them as 5 sections or 5 parts, because then they all slice up really nicely. You have your Eren and Colossal Titan arc, then you've got your Female Titan arc and the scouting mission. Then you got your, what was season 2? Season 2 was, what was season 2? I can't remember all the pieces properly right now. Anyway, and then you had the Coup arc, which was pretty sweet, and the discovering the truth of the founding Titan, and then you have the push for Shinganshina district, and the truth about the world and how fucked up everything is. In the chat, I wonder what would happen if someone else makes another Fallout Equestria if they make a new Fallout game. It would kind of cool to see a Chinese zebra side of things. Yeah, that's there's so many shitloads of side stories. That's probably your best bet, because I doubt K-Cat is doing any more writing on that. I know she tries to stay up on the goings-on in her little fandom universe, but I like to assume that she's like a published author doing her own things under a different name, Hope for the best for everyone. She's one of the few people that's really maintained like proper internet anonymity, so that's commendable. Although I still like the idea that everyone discovers, oh wait, it was Todd the whole time. Or someone like that, whatever the funny joke would be. It's Chris Avalone, who's been K-Cat this whole time. Recently got into Attack on Titan and splurged the whole lot in one go. Yeah, I know. I mean, I know it's like, it's like Full Metal Alchemist, where it's like super normie tier because everyone's watched it now, but it's a good show, And I love the music, personally. I'm a big, symphonic metal is my bread and butter. So I got all the score albums and hooked up on the Linked Horizon shit and the new songs. Like, I guess I didn't know this, but there was a small controversy about the Season 3 Part 1 opening of Red Swan. It was a different song by a different artist that wasn't Linked Horizon or Cinema Staff, and not too many people liked it, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. I really liked the Red Swan, the song for sure, and I kind of like the opening too. It kind of gives a different vibe. It feels like a last glimmer of innocence before then the bandage gets ripped off and you find out that they're all, that they're all trapped on some little island and the rest of the world wants to wipe out their entire racial existence. Like, see it. Yeah, that was surprising. I remember after, I think it was season 1, when I was like, I didn't want to wait 2-3 years for season 2, so I just read ahead. I just went online and started looking up the manga and videos and stuff, and that was right around the time when they were starting to open things up about the Eldians and Marley and all that, and I was like, damn, I really honestly did not see this coming at all. Like, at all. I had a lot of theories of like, okay, what's beyond the walls and whatnot, but yeah, that was something else. The Oki fan club. You're gonna get her all high and mighty now. Yeah. Whatever. Yeah, send her all the love. Whatever gets her on more podcasts with a better microphone too, Oki Art. Make your stand. Make your boyfriend buy you a better microphone. And he can sit in the background too. Yeah. Because especially, I want to get everyone who missed out on the first Confessions podcast on here, because that was such a fun podcast. I re-listened to that again later just to see, like, you know, what do we need to cover? What did we miss the first time? And it's just such a fun day, you know? So, for sure, gonna have our new actress, and then we're gonna get Maddie and hopefully Oakhart on also. So, that'd be great. It'd be most of the Skypulse Angels. And Vermont and Needle, just cuz, of course. And yeah, see who else we can drag on there. So we'll plan that very decisively. Well, again, I did plan the Confessions podcast like 2 weeks in advance, so that's part of why we were able to get so many people on there. But this one will definitely plan out as well. Hopefully mid to late September, and we can get everyone, and we can do all the talking about Confessions and all the talking about Terminal Secrets, and go from there. That'll be fun. Yeah. But yeah, no, if you haven't watched Attack on Titties, you should check it out. It's a good show. It's a good show. You know, I mean, because I got into this when it was when I moved, so I was all by myself in Virginia, and so yeah, I just started catching up on like fucking tons of anime and stuff that I hadn't watched yet. And who told me about this? Oh, you know who it was? It was I Am Shadow. It was Battered Blades VA. She told me about how she was a big fan, and she hooked me up with the soundtrack album and stuff too. And yeah, she's like, you should check this out. It just came out with the dub and stuff. And yeah, that was pretty great. Got the Funimation set and all that, which is great too. You should try to track down like at least the special features somehow, because then it's, you know, the commentaries with the VAs are really adorable. Like you know, like Mikasa is such this like intense, you know, character, very wrapped up in deep emotions for Eren and all this nonsense. But then when they get Trisha, her VA, on the actual on the actual commentary, she sounds like fucking Krista, where she's all bubbly and super happy, and it's like, oh my gosh, guys, we're on the Attack on Titan show. It is really adorable. You gotta check that out. And then they have another commentary that has Female Titans VA. Whatever her name was. Damn it. I can't remember any of the fucking character names. I'm juggling too many of my own characters in my head. We're sorry for your pain, Lucondrix. We hope this podcast helps. Yeah, I don't know, man. Pain sucks. Like, they got to figure out a better system to get people meds. Like, you can't just block out painkillers for everyone across the board. Like, people need them for things, you know. I don't know. I've always been pretty libertarian in that concept of like, just legalize it all, and, you know, let people take responsibility for their lives. I don't know. Yeah. So. Attack on Titan. Yeah, so I'm just glad they're gonna finish the show too. That's the other thing, is I hate it where shows just cut off and you never get the ending. Like, I know it's been a long ass time, but I always intended to finish Confessions, and I'm glad I'm able to end it on my own terms, luckily. Hopefully this year. So that'll be good. Yeah, it's a fun show. It's a pretty good show. Yeah, that's mainly what I've been doing. I've been doing a shitload of editing, and then catching up on other anime too, like Cowboy Bebop I never finished, and Attack on Titan and stuff. So it's been a good summer, is what I'm saying. Editing and anime. The perfect combination. I guess it's fitting though, because when I was finishing up the Mercenary editing last year, that's when I first discovered your name, because I'm very because I'm very on top of the hip times like that. Discovered your name like 2.5 years later. So I discovered that and I watched that, and so that was like stuck in my head during most of the Mercenary editing, which was very, very different because those are completely opposite stories. but now that I'm like at the end of Bounty Huntress editing, I was like, okay, I gotta watch I gotta watch some anime. So I went through, just shotgunned all of Attack on Titan and then watched your name again just because. So we are talking Attack on Titan, Ray Mustang. Do you have anything you would like to mention about that? I briefly mentioned Full Metal Alchemist too when I finally got around to finishing Brotherhood a few years ago, and that was pretty great. Which is because the original Full Metal Alchemist was fine too, but Brotherhood brought in General Olivier Armstrong, which that's I would sub to her Dom any time of the week, man. Ooh, that's a nice lady. Yeah, but the but yeah, you know, getting into season 1, that was a big inspiration for Paladin Sandstone and his whole little group of character friends with Armature and Carmina and stuff. So obviously it left an impression on me and the series. So you can thank Attack on Titties for that. The next season will be effed up. Yeah, I mean, just discovering the whole truth of the world and those last couple of episodes of season 3 part 2 were pretty messed up. like holy shit, you guys, the Marley aren't fucking around. They really, really hate you. So yeah, that's the truth behind the walls. Oh my god. Also, I liked the entire coup arc. I just really, really loved the way everything unfolded and all of the behind the scenes dynamics. And then Premier Zachary like steps in and he's like, I've been looking forward to this for a long time, and flips that one guy upside down, and he's got him on like this torture cart. And I'm like, oh shit, man, they really pushed everyone too far. Like, oh my god. Season 4 is more time skip? They already had a 1 year time skip. It doesn't time skip even further than the 1 year? Damn it. They're gonna be fucking dead if they time skip too much. Aaron's got like a 5-year death clock left, and Armature's got 13 now, so... Armin's got 13. He's yeah. Attack on Titan Junior High is super weird. Yeah, I don't know. I've never been a fan of the chibi stuff. Like, that's actually one reason I like Attack on Titan, is because it doesn't do those stupid chibi cutaways like even Full Metal Alchemist does. It really, honestly, it completely takes me out of the tone of shows like that. Like, I just like... I'm not a fan, you know, just keep the art style consistent, keep it, you know, all that consistent enough. I don't like the silly side things. So, yeah. But yeah, the music's good. I like listening to music too when I'm writing. Like, especially when you get to like the big battle sections, you know, like Appleseed or the giant trees, Forest of Giant Trees track comes on, and that really gets me in the mood for writing like action scenes and whatnot. It's pretty fun. Also, the English translations of the songs are pretty good too. I know that Lian Lee girl, she's done a couple of covers, and then Jonathan Yun too. He's done a couple that I wish he would do the full versions, like he did Sasageo, but it's just the opening section. It's just the 1.5 minutes, and I'm like, fuck, he did a really good job, because I like his voice. He's got this really great, like, gravelly baritone, and I just want to do the whole song. Just do the whole fucking song, Jonathan Young. Just finish it already. God. Yeah, and then there's some other, obviously, because it's been out the longest, there's a lot of covers of... what is the English word? I think the Crimson Bow and Arrow is the very first one. The very reset. Is it back? Are we back? Let me know that we're back, and then I'll keep going. Gonna find another picture in the meantime. Oh, here we go. This is a cute one. Also, I know that I know that Aaron's got like a mommy complex with Mikasa. Like, at least that's what the author Isayama has said, that she's like, she's like mommy girlfriend. but he needs to just get the fuck over it already and kiss the girl. Just stop it. Like, that whole tease at the end of season 2 really pissed me off, to be honest. I was like, you motherfucker. Like, come on. Anyway, I know they're on like a death clock and stuff, but it's like, come on. Like, Mikasa's been like thirsting after him this entire fucking show, and I literally feel bad for her. He's giving her robin eggs. just completely blue egging her the entire series, and I feel legitimately bad. I know she's got she's got a bit of a slave complex too, because she's an Ackerman or whatever, but still. Yeah. So, what else were we were just, oh yeah, the song covers. So yeah, the other interesting thing is that there's different versions of English translations out there. So it's like, I think it was Lee that did the Sasageo as dedicate and sacrifice, and then another one was like something else. So it's interesting that there's no apparently straight translation. There's just different people that have translated them differently. Yeah, Mikasa does deserve better. It's kind of sad. I feel really bad for her. Like, I kind of want to beat the shit out of Eren myself, just to be like, stop it. She deserves better than this. Yeah, and I don't know. Now they're on a death clock, so maybe it doesn't matter. But it's like, come on. I don't know. I'm just a fucking sap. I want them to all be happy, but I know they're not. Yeah, so we'll see what happens. I mean, now they're like, I don't know what they do, because it's like, obviously they have to like, obviously there's like something they have to do to stop the Marleys, because otherwise they're just gonna keep like getting shit like non-stop. So I don't know. And there's apparently a wider world. It's not just the Marleyan Empire. There's other countries vying for power, and even the power of the founding Titan is gonna get challenged if you got like fucking airships and stuff. It would be neat to see Fallout, but from a hippogriff sea pony view. Yeah, I know. Ever since, especially the introduction of Silverstream and the movie and everything, I've tried to integrate Mount Eris and the hippogriffs into my little canon as much as I can, and did the whole Mar Harbor chapter of the Wasteland Survival Guide, because I do like them too. They're really neat. So yeah, that's what I've done more than anything with Confessions, is try to integrate the newer Fallout elements from like 4 and stuff, and the newer pony stuff into the Fallout world. So, it's kind of worked out. Princess Ember and all that good stuff. Yeah, I guess we're coming up close to the 2-hour mark, which is, I mean, normally I try to cut it off at 2 hours when it's just me talking, but we have actually had more than just me talking, which is pretty sweet. Is there anything else you guys actually want to talk about? We've done all the updates on our productions. I'm definitely happy to talk more Titan, because that's pretty sweet. You have seen Your Name. Have you seen A Silent Voice? No, I haven't. Is that another, like, after-school special anime? I'm not sure if I could call Your Name, like, an after-school special. Like, the part of what elevates it is the big fucking reveal in the very middle of the movie, but... So that's what elevates it to, like, a higher level for me, rather than just being a fun, love story anime, because I am a sappy bastard. But yeah, I do like that kind of stuff. I don't know, maybe because I feel like that's really horribly lacking in Western media. Like, obviously, anime is popular for a lot of reasons, and it's because there are giant sections of the market that the Western audience, like, just aren't serving. I think that's why people compare, like, Ruby and Avatar to anime, is because it's like, and they're getting better. Like, we're getting more, like, overarching plot lines in Western shows, and we're getting more, like, longer love stories and whatnot. But I feel like a lot of Western shows, it's like everyone's miserable. They're all alone and they die alone and they never hook up, or if they do, they immediately break up like halfway through the show. And like that was a big complaint I had with That 70s Show, because of course I got into that right as it was ending, and it's like you have this big build up the entire show of fucking I don't even remember their names. The main guy, Topher Grace and Donna, Eric and Donna, and then he finally gets the girl, and then they're finally together, and then he fucking leaves her at the altar, and then the entire show falls apart after that, and then he leaves the show, and it's just like goes out with a whimper, and I was like, it's so sad. It's just so fucking sad, and I'm like, how come like Western shows can't like, I don't know, are they all that fucking lonely? Like, are all these writers in LA and, like, New York really just that jaded and sad and depressed that they can't imagine a successful love story at all? Everything's got to have some kind of biting cynicism or an inevitable breakup or someone fucking dies. It's the same problem as, like, dog shows. Like, oh yeah, here's your dog movie. The dog is gonna fucking die 90% into the movie, and there's nothing you can do about it. I'm like, okay, well, you know what I can do? I can not buy a ticket. I'm not going to watch your fucking Marlowe and Me. Bullshit. We've also seen 8 out of the 9 Titans, so we still have 1 to go. Yeah, I know, like, we finally got in the anime the creepy ass, pack mule Titan, which was very unsettling. Like, who decided this? Did the devil, did the source of all organic life decide, like, okay, so when your soul splits into 9 titans, one of them is going to be this really creepy, like, pack mule, like, walking on all fours titan? Like, what the fuck? Like, the others, like, you can kind of see how they would serve some kind of, like, side purpose to the greater whole of the Titan clan or whatever, but why? Why do you just have, like, one that's, like, just a pack mule? It's really weird. Cart Titan is cute as a human. That's interesting. Doesn't look cute as a Titan, that's for damn sure. Like, I wonder, like, even the Attack Titan, or Founding Titan, whatever, when the last Reese, the one that got eaten up by, Aaron's dad, like, she looked good. She maintained a physical attractiveness in Titan form, same as Annie as the female Titan. But then you see them all when they're not like an intelligent Titan, then they get all schlubby and just these, like, monstrosities. So I don't know. It's kind of funny. Oh no, I haven't seen the Infinity Train premiere, but I have high hopes for it. Based on everything I've read and that first, the first pilot and everything, it looks like they have a really interesting story built together for it. Like, same with Gravity Falls. Like, there are Western shows that are starting to get with the program now. Like, the new DuckTales series is really great with that. They finally brought Della Duck back, which is really great as a nice emotional payoff. But I don't know. I guess like the last vestiges of, like, sitcom television culture are finally going by the wayside. Like, honestly, that's probably due more to Game of Thrones than anything. Like, obviously it's not the anime influence that changed that for Western television. It was one Western show making all the money in the universe by just being a continuous storyline. And Darkwing Duck. Yeah, I haven't caught up on Darkwing Duck. Yeah, DuckTales, woohoo! Yeah. I will have to catch up on Infinity Train, though. I like that. And I like it seems like they're going to have more corgis throughout the course of the show. You can never have enough corgis, which is another reason I hate, there's a lot of reasons to hate Netflix adaptations, but now with Cowboy Bebop, They changed Ein from an adorable little corgi into a husky. Like, don't get me wrong, huskies are cute dogs, but like, it's the easiest fucking thing ever. There's nothing even controversial. Why change it from a corgi into a husky? There's no reason for it. It's just like needlessly trying to piss off the fans. And it's like, no, I'm not watching it. First of all, I'm not going to watch your shit for a lot of reasons, but Ein not being a corgi is a big one. So, I don't know. It seems like so easy. Like, I don't know. How do you screw this stuff up? Well, it's not that it's getting screwed up. It's that you have dumbass, like studio people tampering. And, like, the Akira movie, too. I'm kind of glad that got delayed because Taika Waititi's doing Thor 4 and all this stuff because all the initial, like, what I was reading about it, it sounds like they're doing the Death Note thing where they're porting it to America and it's, like, extremely cringeworthy. It's like, come on, man. Well, honestly, why can't an American studio set the story in its native Japan? Like, there's no reason not to. I mean, look at Attack on Titan. The whole show is based on, like, this turn-of-the-century looking Germanic culture, even before you get to the whole twist of the Marleys and everything. They can do that easily enough. There's a lot of shows that talk about stories in not their native countries. Like, you know, all of Game of Thrones is based on War of the Roses and the British Civil War, but, you know, some schlubby American guy from New Mexico, he wrote a pretty decent story. Like, there's just no excuse. There's really no excuse. They're just doing their stupid meddling fanfiction bullshit nonsense. I could remake all these shows better. I don't know. I like to think that it's studio meddling, that it's like, you know, the committee, the producers being like, okay, so we got to make sure we reach all of these, you know, demographic elements and stuff, and, you know, you got to make sure there's like a contrived love story, you got to make sure there's like all this stuff, and I'm like, just make the thing, just make the show that like obviously the original got popular enough, like. If they were remaking something that didn't do well and they were just like trying a new shot at the brand, those usually end up really well because no one cared about it in the first place. But if you take something that was already popular and then you tweak it and with all this bullshit, I mean, it's sad too because like the normies are going to eat it up anyway. Like with Lion King, it doesn't matter how much hatred the lion animation, you know, the National Geographic looking motherfuckers got derided online, but, you know, everyone still saw it. It's the Transformers audience. You still got $1.5 billion worth of people that are going to go and watch it, so they're going to keep rolling out the shit remakes until people stop showing up. Ugh. I don't know. I'm hoping the best for things like the Dune movie and other stuff. It's like you want them to be good. You want it to feel... I don't know. Maybe you just can't go in that direction. Maybe you have to always start with derivatives and then go to the original if you want to like something. Like with Jurassic Park. I can imagine people who read Jurassic Park in 1990 probably had this whole impression of what they wanted the movie to be. And then, you know, the movie, compared to the book anyway, is way more whimsical and, you know, Steven Spielberg-esque and stuff, which makes sense, but... Then later on, when I got older and I actually read the book, I'm like, damn, this got really fucking dark. Like, way darker than the movie gets. So, I don't know. Maybe you just can't do it. Maybe you have to always start with a derivative and then go backwards into the book or the original whatever. It's Great Expectations. Took less time to notice than Sky and Monty, lol. I mean, just say something then. If you want me in the podcast, just speak up or whatever. Obviously, we're not going to pay attention to you if you're not going to contribute. Let's see here. Yeah, whatever. I'm just going to keep putting Attack on Titan wallpapers up because I feel like it. We've only got 15 minutes left anyway. Is there any other topics that people would like to talk about and discuss? Otherwise, I'm just gonna post weeb shit until it's over. I gotta sort my wallpapers. I've got like a giant wallpaper folder full of all sorts of different nonsense, and I need to filter these better. Of like, okay, here's the Halo wallpapers, here's the Fallout wallpapers, here's the Attack on Titans wallpapers. Oh wow, my old Samurai Jack wallpapers. Oh, I miss that sometimes. I was so glad I was able to get into that right when it was rolling out. I was able to enjoy the entirety of the last season of Samurai Jack with in a great Facebook group. Honestly, that was half of it. Half of it was having fun on the podcast, talking with James and annoying Needle to no end. And then half of it was this Samurai Jack posting Facebook group that was doing a lot of fun shit. Back on the ponies for a second. What do you think about Shino making actual paper copies of his Space Ponios? In parentheses, not the NSFW version. Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think he could have sold the NSFW version at BronyCon for a lot of reasons, but I'm pretty sure they had a no lewds on the vendor floor policy. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure they had that policy. The one year I went to that one BronyCon 5 years ago and got to bump into, spent a lot of the con with I Am Shadow, which was really fun. I mean, it looks good. Obviously, Shino has a really great art style, and it's very, very nice, nice detail line work and whatever, and it says his OCs and whatnot. Obviously, the other side of the fandom really enjoys the art style too for his his After Dark work. There's quite a few comics of those, but I don't know. I mean, give the people what they want. That's all ultimately what it comes down to. Chris Blessings in the chat. El Rey is coming to Norway on MetroCon. I don't know what either of those things are, but that is sweet. I know that's the hardest thing about conventions is that, if there's one close enough to you that you can actually make, and then if that's a convention where people are going to be there. That's the eternal struggle, is finding the con with the people you like. Oh, Mistmane. Okay. Nice. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, BronyCon right now has like half of our Pillars of Equestria cast there too, including the Mistmane we had for that. So, God, I wish I could be there, but it's too expensive. I burned so much money this year on other things that I'm like in savings mode now, and I've got like some family trips that I have to take later this year too, meeting someone for a graduation and stuff, which will be fun, but it's like, it all adds up. Dang, it's hot too. I gotta tweak my air conditioning a little bit. Hopefully every country that doesn't have air conditioning is doing okay right now. I know it's been a very spicy summer outside. I'd definitely be getting one of those window units if I didn't have central air now. Oh, that's how it was like in San Francisco, in the Bay Area when I lived there. Was I had one AC in my bedroom, so I would like turn it into a freezer, and then like in the afternoon, once it got too toasty, then I'd go sit in there for a while until nightfall. Then the cool ocean breeze would roll back in. His OCs reminded me of my life, especially Delta and Apogee. There's like 3 or 4 jokes I thought of there that I'm just gonna breeze by. Yeah, it's pretty warm here. Yeah, I know. Didn't Europe clock like 42°C this last month? Ironically, California's actually been cooler than usual. Like we normally get much, well, not much, but we normally get like a good couple of weeks of like 110s weather. Like, I think it's because we finally got like precipitation again. We started getting rain like the last couple of years after the drought ended, so that's been like tempering the climate more. But especially during the drought years in like 2015, 2016, ooh, we got some toasty ones. I think, yeah, at the end, we're just going to end up doing SCP stories. Yeah, I don't know. I got to do, I want to do some kind of short form, like, thing like that. I know that's definitely something I want to do. But at the same time, a lot of my forward thinking over the last couple of months have been on a couple of novel ideas I've had. So I don't know. We're going to see what happens. 2020 is definitely a big question mark, but I'm going to take a wild guess. We're not going to finish Wasteland Survival Guide this year, so we'll probably be releasing the rest of those over the course of the first half of next year, and then God willing, we'll have that finished by like June or something and get the book production done, and then we can have some physical copies of those to sell at Everfree next year, which I think is in August of 2020. So we'll see about that. yeah, that was what I was thinking too. Luke Condrix of the incest, which is a primary factor of the Delta and Apogee storyline, which I almost don't want to know the backstory. Like, how did this develop? Like, did it start with the Ludes? Did it start with the NSFW and then just slowly a story of a NASA like rocket family, a very, very close family, end up just developing from that? Like, anyway. Have you gotten back into Fallout 76? No. I'm waiting for them to roll out the NPCs in the fall, and then I will give it another honest try. And hopefully they cut off the level caps for weapons before then too, because that was another giant slab of bullshit when I tried that the first time. Because it's like, I'm not going to grind 70 hours just to be able to use the neat things. And it's like, if I'm not enjoying all 70 of those hours, then I'm going to put it the fuck back down again. Norway is already cold again. That's good. Yeah, I'd imagine, especially because most of the country lives on the very, very southern tip in Oslo. I can't imagine what it's like in Svalbard right now. I do want to see that someday, though. To take, if I ever visit Scandinavia, I definitely want to make a detour up to Longyearbyen and all that good stuff. It just seems neat. Aircon, air conditioning convention. That does sound fun. Yeah. Enjoy work, Oakhart. Is you better show up on the next podcast. We're gonna plan ahead. We're gonna make sure. Now that we basically completely pivoted over to Discord, except for one or two things. But I've got a Discord group for all of our Confessions cast and stuff. So hopefully we'll be able to plan things in there a lot better and keep people up to date on scheduling and get the scheduling worked out. So yeah. Shino's got some interesting characters. Anyway, 5 minutes. Is there anything else anyone wants to talk about? We've covered Attack on Titan. We've covered all of our horse projects. Just a recap again. I love space. Yeah, I think the whole point of Shino's stories is all of their spaces are getting loved too. Anyway, a quick recap for anyone that wasn't here at the beginning of the stream. So this is it. This is our big month of like endless content. We have so many things ready to launch right now. We've got Terminal Secrets. The finale has been split into 2 parts, but there's not going to be a big gap. It's just going to have like part 1 releases in like 2 weeks, I think, and then the part 2 will come a week or so afterwards. So you're just going to have a little bit of a space to digest the first part. And then at the very end of the month, hopefully, that's the plan anyway, is we're going to have Confessions 8 finally drop. One giant 5-hour monstrosity of our incredible bounty huntress and her story, which I'm very proud of. I've been working on this for a long time There's a lot of threads had to go into this, and our VA has been incredible. She is now our highest volume VA. I'm pretty sure she's recorded so many lines for this, even more than Oakheart. I'm sorry, and see, for a long time, Oakheart was tied with what Maddie did for Fleazy, but I'm pretty sure they've both been lapped now, so it's gonna be pretty great. Yeah, and then the plan is mid to late September, we're going to do one giant podcast where hopefully we'll have all of our cast in on it, and we'll talk about the end of Terminal Secrets, and we'll talk about the new Confessions, and we'll have the main Confessions cast and Terminal Secrets cast, and hopefully Maddie and Oakheart and all those people too. One big fun time, and then we've also got a lot of stuff percolating for Fallout Day, and hopefully the holidays. Depending on a few other things I'm working on. And we didn't talk about it much, but we do still have the Great Experiment in progress too, where hopefully that will start coming out in mid to late September as well. That's our Stable Tech documentary, and it's going to be split into 5 parts based on the years 2013, 14, 15, 16, and 17. I don't know how much of a gap will be between those parts, but it should be fun. It should be a nice episodic little documentary that once it all, watching it all together back to back is going to be the epic story of Stable Tech Studios. Oslo itself is not much to look at, but try Stavanger, Trondheim, Goal, and Andebu. So there you go. Norwegian touring suggestions by a native. Yeah, it's funny. Like, both of my grandparents were born in Oslo, and we haven't been back there since they came to the Merca in the 1910s. So yeah, definitely need to visit. That's on my list. I want to check out the fjords and cool stuff like that. It's funny too. I'm not really big into winter sports, so I couldn't go for skiing or whatnot. So it'd probably be like a scenic adventure. Look at old castles and all those classic things. I want to see that Three Swords monument. That looks pretty cool. About the uniting of the kings. Fun stuff. Load up on food. Brown cheese. That sounds exciting. I've tried a lot of cheeses, and I very much enjoy blue cheese. I have not tried brown cheese, though. That sounds interesting. I remember the first time I tried lutefisk, which was neat. It's basically just like softened fish. Like you just lie the hell out of it until it gets nice and squishy like jelly. And yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. I like fish, so I should enjoy my time there. I know one of my favorite seafood places here, back on the West Coast. I've never been much of a crab person, so like the Dungeness crab or whatever. It's just too much work. I hate cracking open the individual legs. Like, if I get crab pieces mixed in like a gumbo or something, that's good. But there's one place here in California that has swordfish, like big giant swordfish steaks, and that's really good. That's probably my favorite fish food item right now. I think East Coast still has the better fish, though. Like, I'm sure I could find swordfish over there. When I lived in, right on the Chesapeake Bay in Virginia, oh god, some of the seafood there was just extraordinary. So yeah, so there you go. Travel suggestions. If you're ever in America or Norway, check out the fish. Let me see here. Let's find a good song to close us out. Now that I've got like song playlists. Let me see here. What's a good little piece of music? Yeah, and this year's Fallout Day song too. We've been working on that for a bit of a long time. Like, we started working on it last year, but we got delayed by some things. So it's mostly done. We're honestly just waiting on our singers to get their vocals back, and then we'll mix in their voices and get the editing and special effects and mastering done. So yeah, the Fallout Day song is mostly done. I just got to get the art going too from one of our artists. I love the crab and cheese and red snapper is what I've currently got. Okay. And then I recognize the Freya, and then the next two words, beyond me. Even though my mom doesn't really speak the Norwegian, she's got like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Resetting for the ending. Alright. Are we back? Are we back, everyone? Okay. Well, let's wrap up the stream since we mentioned the Great Experiment with what was going to be the credit song from episode 1, which is still one of my favorite pieces of music from that soundtrack, which is by our Blackjack, BLACQ Jack, and the title of the track was Little Pip Alone. So let's roll out on that. I wanted to thank everyone for being here. I'm glad that we got a little bit more than a BananaCast out of Vermont and Oakhart. Tons of stuff coming out this month. We thank all of our fans for waiting. We did not intend everything to happen like this. It's just the way it happened. All the production happens to be wrapping up around the same time. So, thank you for your support. Tons of stuff coming out this end of the year, and we hope you're excited because we've been putting a lot of energy to it, and we are very excited for this fall, this autumn. So, thank you for joining us for another BananaCast.